you what, the greatest gifts Canada ever gave us. The band Rush and Michael Sharble. Who joins us on the Newsmax hotline? How you doing today, my Canadian brother?
Rob Carson, I'm doing fantastic. I hear you had a great trip selling T-shirts and shaking hands. I saw your pictures from the White House. Impressive, dude.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'll tell you, Michael, it's I feel like, the history has brought us all together at this time. I don't think it's an accident I know you. I don't think it's an accident that Donald Trump is the president. I don't think it's an accident we have a national audience here. There's a lot of things that are happening around the world that have taken a very long time to get here, and we're in the midst of millennial change. We're knocking on the door of peace in the Middle East, for God's sake. We are knocking on the door of all of the Arab nations, at least laying down their arms for a while in history, and maybe Israel being able to regain some sanity in Gaza, among other things. And there's so many things happening at lightning speed right now, Michael. It's hard to quantify it all. I don't know if you heard about this, but the French Prime Minister has resigned after 27 days. Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu has resigned just weeks after his appointment, plunging the country into a fresh political crisis. Marine Le Pen is supposed to not be able to run for 5 years. They got her on some sort of trumped-up charges. They weaponized their DOJ against her. Japan now has a conservative prime minister. Billionaire populist in Czechoslovakia has won a massive parliamentary election. We have things in Poland has gone right. You've got England going right, and Venezuela, they're about ready to fall. All sorts of things happen here, Michael. It's breathtaking, isn't it?
In the 60s, we got bell bottoms, long hair, and freaky people. Then all of a sudden, they realized at about 65 to 68, this isn't working, so things changed. Hence, the 70s came. We are going through that same type of change, Rob. Everybody was holding hands and singing Kumbaya after COVID, and, we got to be this, we got to be that. I think the problem is economics keeps creeping in because business still determines the path forward. You can't have crime. You have to have entrepreneurialism. You have to reward people who take risks and people who are successful. That's why we're changing back. That's why it's happening. And the liberals can't handle it.
Well, it's not only that, Michael. There is a worldwide move toward freedom and faith. I was talking to a friend of mine this week, and I don't know where you are as far as your faith is concerned, Michael, but I was talking to a buddy of mine named Doug in Pittsburgh, and he's a church-going man. He's a good Catholic, unlike me, although I did start going back to church since Charlie Kirk's martyrdom. And he said that his Catholic Church, for the first time ever, is added another Mass. So Sunday mornings, they've added another Mass because their congregations are flooded. They added 25% more people to their congregations. And this isn't going anywhere. This is only going to get bigger. And I said it was going to start here in the United States, and it is spreading around the world. Hopefully it will get to Canada sooner or later when you get a good conservative elected up there. But I think it's more about overall freedom and a God movement working worldwide. I guess my beliefs are a little more ethereal, my friend.
You know what? At the end of World War I, there was an old saying that there's never an atheist in a foxhole.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
I think the day that we took out the Lord's Prayer out of school is the day that we started to tramp down. Part of the whole thing about what religious represents, your relationship with your God, whomever he or she or it may be, is a personal thing. But there is a moral message. That's before social media. That's when the church was a support system for your community. That's when people gathered on Sundays to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And there was a point where you couldn't do bad because the Almighty could see all, so it was a form of your conscience. A lot of people don't have conscience today, and what religion will do, hopefully, is bring back conscience. And even if you're an atheist, atheists know what's right and what's wrong. They may not worship, and we respect that as well, but it is the conscience. It is those people who have no feeling, who have no empathy, and you have to know what is right and what is wrong, and that's where I think society has gone astray, and hopefully that's where we're being redirected to.
We are are the reaction to the action of evil and totalitarianism that has overtaken the world, and it is happening. I want to talk to you a little bit about Keir Starmer, who, by the way, has a popularity rating below toenail fungus, and UK and Canadian PM Carney announcing a mandatory digital ID card. This is a very dangerous and slippery slope, Michael Charbon.
Well, you know what, Rob Carson? It is the Brit card. That's what Keir Starmer's launching. And he says what that's going to do, that's going to help with a digital ID to show what migrants have a right to work. What the problem is Canadians are already down this road already. We already have what's called a digital system where they have integrated government, banks, and government services. So think of this. Everybody's talking about, we have a digital economy. We're all using our debit card. We wave our card or our phone in front of this guy, and he gives us a coffee or we get a sandwich. We devoided ourselves when we got into credit cards of having to have the money in our pocket because you have to have the cash to do it. Now it's invisible. There's no guilt. You don't have any feeling of loss by making a purchase. So think of the digital economy, Rob Carson. Everything is on your card. Then I look back and I think, in 22, I was in Ottawa during the trucker strike. I was reporting for Newsmax.
Yes.
Trudeau froze the bank accounts of some Canadians. So that is that step. That's only there. Rob Carson, we don't like what you're saying. We're freezing your bank account. You can't pay your rent. You can't eat because we're freezing your funds because of some trumped-up situation. There's a problem with that, Rob.
Oh, my God.
It's problem. No, but think of that. You talk about a global digital economy. You talk about you don't have to submit your taxes. The government already knows how much money you have because all your money is monitored.
Yes.
Like, when do we stop that?
Yeah, and then also the social credit score is related to that as well. It's the government deciding your value, what they can take from you, including your speech, by punishing you, by freezing your bank account. Say you had mentioned it. Our FBI did the same damn thing with people who were coming into the United States for January the 6th from Boston. The FBI asked Bank of America to track the banking transactions that people who flew in from Boston on January the 6th, without even saying they attended the Trump rally, but anybody coming into Washington, D.C., they tried that crap here, Michael. They succeeded with it.
With the cell phones. Rob, they already did with the cell phones. They put a net over top of it, and any cell phone that was pinging for information or locate my cell, etc., all those people were part of the net.
Yeah. Michael, can you hold on? Can you hold on for the next break?
Love it.
All right, hold on a second. We got more with Michael Charbon coming up on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know what's the scariest part of October? It's not haunted houses or horror movies. It's being vulnerable